So, okay, something is turning up in Germany, fine. So, what is Germany all about? We started reading, we started seeing some YouTube videos. Whenever you come up thinking that this is a Disneyland, then you are shattered and yeah, you'll be depressed. But it is different, and at least I didn't understand what's going on. Nobody knows us here. What I see is like when we came here, we both were walking. The first time we were into Goettingen and we were just walking on the road. Then someone just
well trained in badminton in India, and now he is continuing that legacy here in Germany, and I think he is already has won several medals here.
if they say you have to study physics in German, they have to study physics in German only, and they have to write in German only. So this year, in our second year into Germany, he was able to play the national championships as well. So the first condition when we were discussing about moving to Germany, he said is, if I can play badminton there like I'm doing in India, then I'm okay. Rest of the things I can manage.
Hi. The motto of this channel, Wisdom Vibes, especially the podcast part, is not only to bring extraordinary people and expose their achievements, but also to expose the extraordinary qualities in ordinary people. Because we believe that podcasts are the best way to instantly pass the information from the previous generation to the upcoming generation. To become successful in our mission to reach our podcasts to many people around the world, we need your subscription. So please subscribe and share the values by sharing the videos. Thank you very much.
So now, please tell me how you managed your kid to bring here and then make him adjust to this culture.
Yeah, so when this process was going on, we started having some doubts. Okay, maybe this might turn up into a situation where we might have to relocate. Then we were quite open. We were discussing everything openly in front of Pranav. So we started also understanding what is Germany, because before to that we were not. Germany was never in our list. Okay, to be very honest, yeah. So, okay, something is turning up in Germany, fine. So, what is Germany all about? We started reading, we started seeing some YouTube videos, and I started writing to a couple of people to understand how the schooling system is. And as he said, his friend is already here, so he started giving us some kind of inputs. Okay, where to look at, what we can expect when we land here, so that it should not be a dreamy and greeny picture. So when you are making a move, it has to be realistic. Only then your integration will be smooth. Whenever you come up thinking that this is a Disneyland, then you are shattered, and yeah, you'll be depressed, and you are taking a sudden change which you did not expect. You are thinking about something very beautiful, but when you end up, the picture is that no, you have challenges. For sure, you'll have challenges when you're moving from one country to another country. That too, language is different, right?
By the time when you moved here, what was he studying?
He finished his 9th standard there.
Okay, and now he has to continue here.
Yes.
And now, but here the medium of language is German.
Yes.
So how did he manage?
Yeah, the best part is when we started his school here. So I started to speak to the school from India itself. So we know where he is getting into. So we don't have to worry about that when we landed.
You started to speak with schools from there to here in English.
Yeah, I started writing them emails and I started getting responses. So even we had appointment with the principal even before we landed to Germany.
In English?
In English, yeah. Because it's a bilingual school, and yeah, definitely they will be speaking English, right? Okay. So we came here, Pranav started his school after Easter holidays, and then the first thing they taught him is how will he find out his way to home? If he is lost, how will he ask someone, or how will he understand if someone tells him go straight, go left? Those kind. That's the first 2 days. That is what he was trained on. How will he reach? So initial couple of months he was completely focused on German, basic German stuff. So he was trained on that, and then because of his friend circle, because it's a bilingual group.
Though it is a bilingual, I mean, he could study in English, but they also teach him German.
No. So it's like half of the subjects he can write in English or study in English. Half of the subjects are German based, like the language itself, German language. And then I think probably physics was also in Deutsch, and chemistry was in English.
I mean, he can choose.
No.
No.
So school has that pattern already.
Okay.
Yeah. So if they say you have to study physics in German, they have to study physics in German only, and they have to write in German only. So first few months it was okay because they were integrating him still into the system, so he was allowed to respond back in English in his answer sheets. That was not a challenge. But after that they were asking him, now that you know a bit of German, try to put it in German. So they were not forcing him, but they were encouraging him to do that, so that at least with mistakes he will start it. And he is not the only child with that kind of background. So there are children who are coming from different places. And because this place especially is being a university place, I think these kind of children come more here.
So is it gymnasium?
Yes.
So as we know that here, after fourth standard, the students are divided to either go to gymnasium or to Realschule or something like mixed, and apart from private schools, right? But when he studied in India till ninth standard, and is directly he was he allowed direct to come to join the gymnasium here? What? So based on what? His marks or?
I'm not sure about. I just wrote to them with his marks cards, probably. If I remember it right, yeah, I think I gave them last 2 years report. They didn't ask me, but just to tell about the child, I tried to put as much evidence as possible to them. I tried to tell them, okay, we are working for so and so organization, and we'll be moving by so and so date, everything, and then this is what the child is all about. This is what his passion is. I wrote a pretty detailed email to them. I don't think I have any other choice also, because that's the only bilingual school. So bringing him at that age and putting him
In this town is only one bilingual.
Yes.
Okay.
Here it's only one bilingual school, and yeah, if he's put completely into German, yeah, that would have actually hard experience for him. Yeah, this was quite manageable.
But how is he doing right now? And the culture here, new friends.
Yeah, he finds some things different, but he's enjoying the process.
Okay, that's great. So he was already well trained in badminton in India, and now he is continuing that legacy here in Germany. And I think he is already has won several medals here, and is progressing very well. So would you please comment on that? How you helped him to cope up with that here to continue that along with his studies?
Yeah. So badminton is something that he has been working hard for so many years. So now he's in a place where it is something he cannot detach from himself. So the first condition when we were discussing about moving to Germany, he said is, if I can play badminton there like I'm doing in India, then I'm okay. Rest of the things I can manage. So then I started figuring out, is there badminton in Germany? Right?
that's
Luckily, there is badminton in Germany. There are clubs. So a simple Google search has helped me that there is badminton in Goettingen. And I started writing to those clubs again, and started again giving, explaining about the child, what he has achieved all these years, and at what level he is playing badminton in India. So the moment we came here, I think a week later or so, again, same like school, he started into his club also. So they welcomed him very warmly, and that was kind of a very smooth entry. Now because of technology, I would say things are much easy. Google Find could give me where is badminton. So yeah, he started, and then he started playing club level tournaments, and then district level tournaments, and then yeah, it eventually moved to the next level and next level. So this year, in our second year into Germany, he was able to play the national championships as well.
That's really interesting. So Ram, I also knew that you played a role behind to really be part of training him.
Yeah, yeah. Before I jump to that question, like I just want to add one more thing here, that before we made a call to move from India to Germany, as Archana said, that one of the aspect is that we were really looking into his progression in badminton, because he spent a lot of time in that, back in India he used to do a full-time badminton training, starting from his when he was in 6.5, 7 years, I think. Right, so from then till his 14 years, he was doing a kind of a full-time badminton. And that is very hard for us to take a call that, whether in Germany can we get a full time, or how does that? And in our initial research, what we found is in badminton, it is not in Germany, it is not possible to have a full time kind of a thing with with where we want to move.
You mean along with his studies?
Along with his studies, because in Germany, I think going to school is
16
compulsory,
compulsory,
right?
yeah.
So we thought about this, and one thing it struck us is technically, if you look at, right, if you get trained from that age till certain age, the skill of the game will be in your muscle memory. Right. So then you keep trying yourself for the endurance or the fitness. So we discussed this very, very detailed level with Pranav, and we took a call that okay, we have certain clubs there where he gets to play, and the endurance and the fitness he will do by himself. So, and I can help him in just feeding. So, but I'm sure that this will not help him in going to international levels.
Why?
Because what I believe is for a player to go to that level, the player itself plays a 50% and the coach plays 50%. When he has to play at that level, I don't know, we haven't thought about that. We want to give, we just want to leave this to time, that if he goes and plays well at the national level of Deutschland, and maybe we want to see how the openings will come to him, and I don't know, still everything is open for him, that okay, he can take some kind of a break and go completely into a sport for 1 year or 2 years and see how it can go. But this is a long way to go. But I'm sure that with this he may play. He can play at the national level, and he may be at the first rounds or the second rounds of internationals. But to come to an international level, that he needs to have some more dedicated institutions where he has to go and train himself there. So right now we are just focusing on his just the skills what he has in the badminton and the endurance what he has to have.
So what is exactly lacking here compared to India?
I can't say something is lacking or something like that, but in India, if you see, in terms of a badminton, right? Like the entire setup is way different there. Like, you have certain schools where it's kind of in hostels. I think those kind of schools are there here also. But for us, the main constraint is like, the language. Like right now he is going into IB syllabus where he can study in English and he has German as a language. But those kind of sports schools, I don't know what it is called here, but the sports schools mostly are in German, I think. In India, what you can do is like, you have a lot of academies where you can get this full-time training where they have a schedule that is
A personal coach.
though not exactly a personal coach kind of a thing, but you definitely get a coach where like a group of people would be trained under him, and the coach will eventually look into the personal aspects of the game of each individual player, and they have each individual kind of a physio kind of a thing. They understand that where to improve on the fitness levels, where to improve on the game. When they go to a tournament, they have a detailed level of analysis, and next time they come and they do this kind of a detailed level kind of an review, and they once again practice it. The other thing is like in India they have to play a lot, 12 tournaments, compulsory tournaments at the state level, and they have some 4 or 5 national tournaments and 1 national championship and 1 state championship. So the amount of games they play is like a full-fledged calendar. If you look at that, every month you will have one or the other tournament. In some cases, in 1 month you have to play 3 tournaments, because 2 state tournaments will fall under that and 1 national tournament will fall under that. Mm-hmm. So those kind of things, I could say that that is not the setup what Germany has. Yeah. Germany has a different kind of a setup altogether. So maybe in the sport, badminton is not that popular sport in Germany as in India. Maybe that is also one of the reason, or the sporting structure is like that in Germany. But that is what it is.
Yeah. But he's thriving, right? So I think I've heard the last time he won some medal.
Yeah, he is progressing good right now at this level. Whatever the skill he has or he accumulated till his childhood. Sufficient. That definitely helps, and he has to definitely work on his endurance and fitness. If he has these 2 things, then I think that he can go way far. And then if he wants to really strike at the international level, definitely I believe that he should have some kind of a proper coaching style or a coach, something like that. That we have to see. I don't know. I haven't have anything in my mind that how he will have.
Higher you go, the harder it gets. So
Okay.
So to face the harder, you have to train yourself harder.
Harder, definitely.
I think he's getting time. Enough.
Time is something.
IB is demanding.
IB
demands a lot from him to do many more activities apart from just attending the school. But so far it's okay. So good things what I see is like when we came here, we both were walking. The first time we were into Goettingen and we were just walking on the road. Then someone just smiled and said hello. And the hello here in Germany is hallo. Yeah. I don't pronounce it correctly, but it is different. And at least I didn't understand what's going on. Nobody knows us here. Do we know? No. Definitely we don't know anyone, especially the German folks. We don't know, right? So we were quite surprised. And it happened on the way. Maybe 2 or 3 people, whenever they see you, they say hello. They smile and they say hello. So then we got used to it. We started greeting back, saying, okay, hello, which is a very good thing. Right? Yeah. In whatever mood you come out from the home, you see people, you eventually have to elevate your mood, and you will smile. So, things are good there. That's one very nice thing I found in Germany. People will smile at you, say hello. Might not be the same case in cities, but when you stay in some smaller places, definitely this is the case. Same thing happens in the place that we are right now living as well. The other one, no matter what their age is, 60, 70, 75,
They call my names.
no, men or
First name.
women, they cycle.
Yeah. They
It's
cycle.
very surprising, seeing men itself is surprising, older men cycling, but I see women also cycling very enthusiastically and energetically at that age is very motivating, and
Fitness cautious.
fitness as well as, I mean, yeah, it feels nice and it feels,
It also
motivated.
motivates us.
Yeah, at least, come on, they are cycling, you can at least walk. That is one thing. Buses, public transport is another thing, which is very good. Even if you don't have car, that's okay. You can still survive. You can still live. You don't have to trouble. I mean, you don't have to worry about it. Wherever you live in Germany, most of the places are connected, and you have public transport everywhere. That is one thing. And even the trains. But the bad thing about trains is they get cancelled without prior notice. Sometimes we had very bad experiences of trains getting cancelled on our way to Goslar once. Then the other thing is not so good is people smoke a lot, men or women. They smoke a lot. Yeah, that's sometimes quite uncomfortable because if it is one person, that is still okay. If you are in a marketplace and lot of people are smoking, you are actually, it's not, you don't feel like you are in the right place at that point of time. That's all. So that is one thing. Even they carry children and they smoke, which is, I don't really feel good about it. Yeah, buses I spoke. I already spoke about living is essential in India, right? But sustainable living is essential in Germany. So yeah, people live with more consciousness. How you dispose your garbage is very well deep rooted into the system here. They segregate their garbage very clearly into yellow bins, garbage, plastic and paper, and
We have yellow bag. We have
green.
green tin or
Yeah,
black tin,
and we have paper.
blue
Yeah, and there are some specific points where you have to dispose your bottles.
or glass bottle.
Yes, and also your unused clothes or torn clothes, whatever it is. So it's like you can't dispose them however you want. You have to manage your disposal system. So that's also one good thing. It is there in India as well, but it still has to evolve and it has to get into our genes. Then only we will be able to, manage our garbage there. Supermarkets are one interesting things I found. In India, wherever I go, in any mall, food is one thing that you find at the last portion of that floor.
Okay.
And in Germany, in most of the malls, I find them at the entrance. Yes, in some places they are at in a different location, but most of the places I find them at the moment you enter into the shop, you will have vegetables and fruits. So
That you
that's
like.
yes, because that's kind of saying that I'm encouraging good food.